Hello everyone, this is Aegis, and I have a co-caster with me, my friend Shadow, and we will be casting this game between the University of Houston and their, I guess, sister college, Austin, the University of Texas at Austin. And here I have Slai spawning as the yellow Zerg player for Houston, and on the other side I do have jaMble spawning as the purple Protoss player from the University of Texas, Austin.
Hey everybody, it's Shadow here. So, both players are being spawned on the map Metalopolis, and notice the positions as the purple Protoss is being spawned at the 2 o'clock position, while the yellow Zerg is being spawned at the 12 o'clock position. This makes air travel, actually, if you look at it, distance very short. As you guys may know, walking distance from these 2 positions is actually relatively large, as the edges on the side, if Aegis can actually go down. Yeah, it's actually extremely long, and if you just walk your units there, they can actually be shot at really fast.
Yeah, so on this map, in these positions, sometimes the Zerg players might favor going for a 14 hatch, but then because it is a Protoss player, a proxy pylon does make that relatively difficult to hold. We do have jaMble trying to wall off his ramp with a pylon. Usually we do prefer to see this placed back here so that you can get a gateway, your cyber core, and then maybe another gateway back here. So it does look like Slai is saving up for his hatch. I do see his drones moving out there to put down that hatch. We do have a probe out here blocking the hatch.
Slai is actually sending out 2 drones. One of them is probably to pick off the drone, but actually jaMble puts down a pylon. A lot of Protoss players would do this because it delays the hatchery, and if you can cancel this, then you only lose about 25% of the minerals. So it's a very good investment that Protoss players love to do on this map. And the Protoss player is actually going for a relatively standard opening, and Slai is putting down like a 14 pool.
Yeah, he's got to get that pool up in order to clean up this pylon. He's been forced to delay his hatch, and Protoss does get some time before the Zerglings actually show up. We do see the Cybernetics core coming down here. I think there's a gap here. Maybe this could have been closer. Zerglings could probably run through here and here.
Actually, Aegis, if you actually did not notice, Slai actually did not delay his hatch by too long, as he actually went ahead and took the what normally would be the 3rd for a normal player.
Yeah, totally didn't see that.
However, it may be really difficult to defend, as there's actually 2 entrances from that, and the distance from your main and to this base is actually relatively large. But
yeah, you're gonna have to creep this entire area with creep tumors, and this hatch is basically out in the open. As long as Protoss scouts that, we'll have some problems.
And the Protoss player is actually going to be sending a probe here, so he is going to see this hatchery go down right here, and quickly moving his probe away. The pylon is still not actually destroyed, so Slai is actually sending out 2 Zerglings to kill it, and looks like Slai is complaining about the lag a little bit.
Yeah, so we do have players dropping here in the CSL. This is from the Collegiate Star League, so you can check out the Collegiate Star League at cstarleague.com. Always good to plug our, I guess, sponsors or whatever. We do have this queen over here looking for that probe, but not quite being able to see it in the gas here.
Actually, what a lot of people may not actually notice about this one area is that if you actually hide your probe right there, you actually can't really be seen unless they actually send a Zergling or an Overlord there. It's a really good place to hide a scouting drone, which most people overlook because it's just, well, extremely hard to see actually. And it looks like as if the Protoss player is going for a 3-gate,
so yeah,
possibly a fast expand.
Well, we do have a second gas coming in down a little bit late. I don't really expect to see the sentry expand. He's going to be very far behind on the sentry count here. We do have the 6 Zerglings poking up here. Going to force the Zealot and Stalker back up the ramp. Ooh, close. It might have squeezed into the main there. Still just moving back and forth. Does want to see up the ramp and see what's there. Zerg now getting his second hatch running. He is getting a spine crawler here. A great choice to be able to help defend this expansion.
Right, and Metabolic Boost is actually being upgraded right now, and it's actually almost done. So we could be seeing a Mutaline build from this opening, as there's no Roach Warren down, I believe.
Yeah, I don't see a Roach Warren anywhere at all. We do have the second hatch. We should be seeing gas here soon if we're going to see Mutas coming out. We do have jaMble getting his natural expansion up and running. We do have all of these lings spinning around the map. They do have speed now, and might actually catch these Zealots out of position. Gonna be able to take all of these Zealots out. what a big blunder by jaMble. Going to be taking an early loss of 300 minerals. Those Lings easily clean that up without much losses.
Right, because actually Lings are very expendable. They're only 50 resources, and you get 2 Lings for that. And actually, jaMble's doing a really good job force filling that wall off, or ramp off, and forcing all these Lings to run back.
Yeah, well, now we do have additional gateways going down the front, so we do have 5 gateways on the way for jaMble. And he does have this great spotting pylon here. We'll be able to see the Mutalisks coming in if they do show up. We don't have a lair yet, so it's really unclear what exactly Slai is trying to do. He is racking up the gas count and taking a really early third base.
Right, yes. And actually looks like as if since jaMble is actually throwing down 2 more gateways for a total of about 5, we could be seeing Blink Stalkers if we eventually see down a Twilight Council to counteract maybe a Mutalisk build, but
yeah. jaMble's actually not doing very well in the probe production here. He just transferred his workers and his main is completely empty. His natural is barely saturated. And we do see that his main is not really producing any probes, so Zerg is quite a bit ahead in terms of drone count. We'll take a look at the units tab. Zerg is at 32 drones to 28 probes. And if Zerg continues to macro like this, it won't be long before jaMbble is just overrun.
Right, actually I've never seen this build before because, actually, sorry about that, but jaMbble is actually throwing down a robotics facility, so it may be for Colossus possibly, but he does need to get 2 more gas down on his natural.
Yeah, if we take a look at jaMble's vision, he doesn't actually know much about his opponent, so he's going for Colossus blind if he's just getting this robotics facility because he wants to. Sometimes it's a bad choice if those corruptors are on the way. If there are Mutalisks out on the field, it could be the death of you.
And Slai actually just is starting to morph his lair, and it's relatively late because I really have no idea what Slai chooses to go to. This is actually a really creative build since he's actually holding his own off with just Zerglings alone for a good 10 minutes into the game already. And he's doing a really great job with the creep spreading, as you guys can see, since we were talking earlier about how long it would actually take for the creep to get to his that third, but he's doing a really great job spreading out that creep.
Yes, as long as you keep that going, you should be able to get the creep over there relatively quickly. We do have additional creep tumors coming up. We do see these Zerglings a little bit out of position to deal with this big Protoss force here. Protoss does have a pretty good wall off here. He does have plenty of Zealots morphing in to deal with those Zerglings. We do have an engagement here. Gonna move forward and might maybe snipe the Queen. The Queen gets away with 13 HP.
Right, and actually, these Zerglings are not being able to get back. They finally got back on the creep, and he really needs to. Well, actually, I don't believe he has enough right now to fend off this attack. So
2 spine crawlers going down. This attack is going to take this hatchery down. There's lots of Zealots here, plenty of sentries for force fields, so these Zerglings can be rendered null and void by a couple of good force fields there.
Right, and actually the Spire has just went down, and oh my god, this
force fields.
A lot of force fields, some of them stacking on top of each other. However, with those force fields, all those Zerglings just got obliterated.
Yeah.
And, however, he did waste a lot of energy on a lot of those force fields, as you guys may have saw. He stacked maybe 2 or 3 per block.
Yeah, he spammed those force fields a little bit too hard, but his sentries were produced relatively early in the game, so they still have plenty of energy. We do have these Lings spawning here.
Okay, since now we're having all these Lings, the Spire is almost finished. It's about 75% done. He also is getting ground carapace 1, so that's gonna make those Lings even more tougher to deal with.
Yeah, jaMble is hitting at a pretty good timing here. The Mutalisks aren't up yet, not out to deal the economic damage that they need to. He has plenty of sentries and Zealots out in the field to deal with the mass Zergling count. This force is going to move forward. Force field's going off to wall those Zerglings in, and we'll be able to take all of those units down. This Queen even coming to the front, and she does get taken down.
Slai is also bringing down drones right now to help fend off his attack. However, I do not know whether it's going to be enough to actually fend off his attack, as this is a very deadly force with a lot of force fields and a lot of Zealots. And a great force field on the ramp, preventing all those Zerglings from reinforcing this army, which is going to make this attack even more deadly, as that Spine Crawler just barely made it down. I was actually surprised that the Protoss player didn't snipe that off. However, with this many Zealots, Mutalisks just spawning, I do not know whether Slai can actually defend this map at all.
jaMble is moving forward now, and it doesn't even matter that there are Lings and Mutalisks in the air, because he has no drones at his natural. jaMble is doing fine, and Slai does call GG. This game does go to jaMble, and it does win the University of Texas Austin one game, so it is a 1-0 now, and we'll be going into game 2.